Yeah.
It's go time
Yeah.
for sure. It is.
Let's go time. Let's go. Big buddy C Stacks in the chat.
Favorite moment in high school. I'll go first because mine's kind of generic and I don't know if it's sad, but it has to be sports wise. Um,
Okay.
since I'm a college football player, I mean I was
Mm.
decent at football in high school,
Oh, you
so
are? I
not
didn't know
just
you talked
decent.
about
I
that
was just
before.
little, just, decent. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Mhm,
so we
yeah.
played. So my favorite moment was probably it was two of my favorite moments were sports related. So the
Yeah.
first one was playing football. The second one was playing basketball. But the first one playing football, we were playing Monette. That is not giving away anything because they're like so far away from where we live originally.
Yeah, yeah, for
But
sure.
playing Monette, we're down what what was it seven? We're down seven, with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Okay, we're at the
Hmm.
opposite 25-yard line. Okay,
Okay. Yep.
we have a big play, get to the 45. I think throw it to Carson or something. He gets to the 45. They we snap the ball. I'm just like told to run straight because there's literally like 50 seconds left. So I'm running straight. It's there's three people on me. I guess they're not really
Hmm.
on me, but they're close to me.
But
They
yeah.
they tip off their hands and I'm falling to the ground and I catch it on the ground. It was
Oh, is that picture that was like super dope?
that's one of the pictures, but
One of the
the
pictures.
the
Oh,
actual
one
picture
of
of
them.
the best
Yeah.
picture I've ever seen, like I'm
Yeah.
not tooting my own horn. It was like who was standing there because that's a beautiful picture. So
Yeah.
we get to it's like at 35. They snap the
Yeah.
ball again. We get to the 20, maybe this 15. Snap the ball again, throw a touchdown. No time on the clock. And our head coach is like, "Let's go for two. Let's just go for the win." We run a trick play. No time on the clock. Run a trick play to win it. Um, toss it over, and then so I'm like I don't know if you guys watch football, but I'm like the eligible lineman on the line. I run
Mhm.
an out route, and I catch it, and I hold the ball up, and that's the picture you're probably thinking of.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
definitely one of my favorite. The crowd went crazy. That everyone rushed the field. I don't
Yeah.
know why. It just gave me chills. It gives me chills
Yeah.
thinking about it because it
Yeah.
was so cool. Like I want that
Big.
to happen
Yeah.
in college because what
Yeah.
10,000 people
Oh,
there
you know,
instead of
bro, you
5,000?
know
Oh
how
my
crazy
god.
that would feel for you? You'd be on top of the world,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean,
I hope that happens just for
yeah.
you, bro.
It's
That'd
just
be awesome.
chills thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then my
Yeah.
second one was the basketball one. We're playing like the
Yeah.
number four seed in the state, and we got
Hmm.
to beat them to win conference.
Yeah.
Um, we're down by two. Um, and I'm like, I come off this. We're gonna just inbound it for a buzzer beater. We're down by, or there's like 2 seconds left. I'm like
Hmm.
running. I'm like, I'm open, I'm open, open, and he doesn't throw it to me. And then Slater, or I keep saying people's names. It's fine. Slater comes around the corner, and he's open because they weren't guarding him as tight off the inbound, and they throw it. They throw it to him. He pumps fakes, and then off one leg shoots a three and drains it, and we win on a
Yeah.
buzzer beater. That was oh my god! I think it chills every time I think about
That's
it.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, chills every time.
Gee, sorry if you guys hear my dogs. They're going crazy outside right now.
Do you have
Yeah, bro.
Do you
That's
have any?
I
Uh,
mean, yeah, I don't have anything as crazy as that because I didn't like do those I didn't do football or basketball after like freshman year pretty much. But I do have a really good track memory. And it's more like a wholesome memory rather than like a really cool
yeah.
like crowd cheering because it's track, nobody really cares, nobody
Mhm.
watches like your events. Like coaches hardly watch you at this point.
Mhm.
Anyways, I was my senior year. I was taken in by the head coach to be talked to and made a team captain for the team, and that was really cool for me. Coming from somebody who came into high school really not athletic at all, just big,
Yeah.
and I'd been working really hard, and I don't know, it was cool to just be like to
Like you
kind of feel like
kind of
a
made
like a
it.
big athlete, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah,
Like big
yeah, that
athlete
was
on
one
your
of the
team. Yeah.
yeah yeah
I feel
that
that.
was one cool feeling for me. And then another one was this was like show choir,
Uh-huh.
right? Um,
Nothing wrong with that.
no, no. Why you got to say that? Hold on. No, but I actually, funny story. Coming into high school, I literally only knew extracurriculars as far as FFA and sports. I really didn't even pay attention to anything else.
Mhm.
Um, you said nothing wrong with that thing. Sorry, I just read the chat. We have a bot in chat that counts every time he says nothing wrong with that, because he will say that so many times, and you'll hear it, you'll catch on really fast. But anyways, so I didn't know about really any fine arts as extracurriculars until my junior year,
Hmm.
and I had only been like self-taught for singing and stuff. And I know you give me crap about singing and stuff, but I was I was told that I had a pretty good voice and I should try for show choir, and I'm like that would be a lot of fun, and it would really like increase my confidence a lot, if I went out and did that stuff.
Yeah.
So I decided to audition my junior year, and I made their varsity team, like the head show choir, and I actually got a solo during that year, so that was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just the audition itself was cool. It was the first time I'd ever done anything vocally like that before,
Yeah.
and it sparked what I now have like a choir scholarship in college for,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Which is
Yeah,
what high school's supposed to do. It's supposed to spark stuff you didn't even know you
yeah,
were good at. Kind of learn.
yeah,
But college, you kind of learn about yourself, but high school, you kind of learn what you like to do as well. So.
yeah. And then another like great memory that I've got. I don't mean to bring like three into it,
Oh.
but I had a little business that I would do um in high school where
He was
I had a
essentially a drug
role.
dealer. Okay.
Yeah, I was a drug dealer, but it wasn't illegal.
It wasn't drugs,
Well, it wasn't drugs.
but it
Yeah,
was illegal,
first of all,
technically. Kind
it was illegal for the school,
of.
but it was not illegal in real life, and it wasn't drugs. Right. Anyways, I had this large rolly bag that I had from somebody gifted it to me for a trip that I went on, and I didn't end up using it for that trip because I didn't get it in time. So I had this brand new bag, and I was like, I could roll this around school and sell snacks, because I was like, that would be so cool. I wanted a way. I was like 15 at the time. I wanted a way to make money where I could do it while I'm in school and then not have to worry about driving and stuff, because I'm 15, I don't have a
Yeah.
license, and I didn't have a car. So I get this roller bag, and my dad at the time worked at the YMCA, so we had a full family membership to Sam's Club.
Uh-huh.
So we would go to Sam's Club like once a month or every 2 weeks or so, just so I could stock up. And I'd buy chocolates, I'd buy Sour Patch Kids, and zebra cakes were my best sellers, like every time. But I'd restock on all this food, and I'd fill it in this bag. And then I got like a mini lunchbox cooler that I filled with ice packs, and I would put sodas in there. And I'd be walking around school to classes. I was this kid with his backpack on, just carrying a luggage bag behind him, rolling through class. I'd get stuck. I'd get caught in the halls. I had teachers that would buy from me during class. It was awesome. But I ended up. Oh, I didn't even say the name of it. I called it the Good Schmidt.
Because it was good shit. That's what
It was it was it was shit. Yeah, it was the Good Schmidt, bro.
it was.
Last name, but
Yeah.
um,
And then
no, it was
how'd
yeah,
that end? Why did that end?
yeah,
Is the
yeah.
story on that?
So let it be known, I was selling to teachers, and I had a one teacher in particular who was one of my history teachers, would buy from me twice a week at least. He would just come in and he'd be like, "What goodies you got today?" And before class started, I would set my bag on the table, open it up, and he would just look while the whole class was watching him. And I just kind of sat there like, "All right." And he'd just pick out something, pay me for it, and then start class. And he's like, "If anybody wants to buy anything, feel free to do it. Just don't make noise." It was awesome. It was the best thing. But
Approximately
what?
how much money did you make off that?
Yeah, I think my best week was a little over $200
Dude.
in that week.
As a
It
high
was
schooler,
crazy.
like that's a nice gig.
Ah, yeah, it was nice, and
That's
I think it
$200
lasted
profit?
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was $200 in the week. It was probably like $50 off of it, so 150-ish profit.
Yeah.
But still,
Good.
I mean, that's not a bad thing. I did, and it lasted, I think, a month and a half,
Yeah.
maybe 2 months,
I never.
because I'm walking.
I've never bought anything because I'm a cheapskate, and I was
Yeah,
like, I can't do it. So if I start buying
yeah.
one thing, I'll buy a bunch of them. So.
And that's what happened. I had several people who, once I got them to buy one thing, it was like every day they gave in.
Yeah.
One kid, I'm trying not to name names, but he would buy Sour Patch Kids from me in that class where the teacher would buy from me.
Mhm.
And one time in class, he finished the whole thing, put the powder on the desk, and just started snorting it like freaking, like I literally was drug
Like
dealing, but
an
it was
actual drug dealer.
it,
That's probably
yeah,
what. That's
yeah.
probably why you got taken away because they were like,
maybe
this
maybe
kid
people
selling
were,
stuff out of a backpack. Like the teacher was like, this kid's selling stuff out of a backpack, and this kid is snorting
yeah.
off the tables. Like that can't happen.
All I know is I was sitting in class. It was actually one of my ag classes, which are the ag classes at Mount Vernon are really cool.
Mhm.
As long as you do what you need to do, they don't care what you do in
Yeah.
class. So I was just chilling there, and I get told that I got to go down to the office. So I wasn't even thinking, and I was just dragging my rolly my rolly cart behind me the whole way. I made a sale in the hallway on the way to the office, and it was actually so our vice principal is he's the guy that does all the punishing or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was on the way, and it was his son that stopped me in the hallway and bought something from me. And then I get to the office, and he's like, "So I hear you've been racking up quite the business here." And I was like, "Yeah, it's been fun, and it's been actually really good. Do you want to buy anything?" And he's like, "Unfortunately, we don't do that here." And I'm
Dude,
like, "But it's so good." And he's like, "Yeah, but we don't do that here." And I'm like, we don't do that here?"
what does
I
that
was like,
mean?
I read the handbook and it didn't say anything. He's like, "Yeah, it's not written, but unfortunately we just don't do that here. So I'm gonna have to ask you to stop." And I wasn't trying to push it. I was like halfway into sophomore year. I was not trying to get on the bad side of anybody. So I was like, okay. It was right after a restock, so I just had tons of food that I would sell on the DL
Yeah.
after school sometimes,
Then
and
it
so it was
became an
gone.
actual like drug deal because it was like,
Yeah,
dap me up and I'll pass you with some sour patch kids and stuff like that.
yeah. And then I did. It was actually it turned into something pretty cool. So eventually, I couldn't sell stuff or whatever. I kept everything that I had in the back of my car. And if I
Uh-huh.
ever saw people like homeless on the side of the road, I'd just throw them
Yeah.
some food. Well, not throw them at them, but I'd
Take this,
stop
bitch.
and I'd Pop Tarts fly at their face. No, but I'd stop. I'd have granola bars. I'd have candies and stuff. So I'd hand it to them, and it was cool because you never want to just hand those people money. Sometimes you don't know what they're going
Yeah.
to use it on, but having that food on hand was cool.
So I
So
guess
yeah, that's my
I
good
guess
Schmidt story.
our assistant principal got something even better out of it. So someone that needed it can have it, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right. So moving on.
But what?
More like it was like a high school memory. Same thing as we were talking about
Hmm.
earlier. But
Yeah,
I'm with three of my friends. We're going into Walmart. You go into Walmart, you jack around. That's what high schoolers do.
yeah, for
So we're
sure.
going to
Yeah,
Walmart, but we don't fuck stuff up. We're just going in Walmart just to go in Walmart and like
go
look
to
around
Walmart.
and
Yeah,
just pass time because we're together and just want to hang out. So we go to
yeah.
Walmart and the door is closed. So it's a two door Walmart. So we went to the
Okay.
door. We're like,
Yeah.
why is the door not opening? Like the door broke. The door broke. So one of my friends goes "Ugh," and opens it up because it's not locked. I guess it's just off. Like he pries
Yeah,
it open and
the
he's like,
automatic
get
wasn't
through.
working.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
pries it open. He's like, get through. Come on, come on, come on. So we walk through, and he walks through and closes the door, and then we're just jacking around. We go to the sports section. I'm like, so I'm on the tennis rackets,
Yeah.
and we're being fucking stupid and being
Hmm.
really loud, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the tennis rackets. So I take it off. And I'm like looking at it, and I start acting like I'm about to hit something. I was like, pitch it, and I act like I'm about to hit it. And then
Yeah.
I'm putting the tennis racket back up, and I look to my
Mhm.
right, and it's like she is standing face to face with me to my right. And I had no idea she was there. It's a Walmart worker. She's literally face to face with me. So I'm putting the racket back up, and I turn to my right, and she's staring at me. Like, oh my fucking god!
Staring at you.
And I knock everything down that was in the tennis section. And she's like, "What are you guys doing?" And I'm like,
Was this like an older lady
"Yeah, it was an
too?
older lady.
Yeah.
You could tell she was a Karen." But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bad part was we weren't doing anything. Like we were putting stuff back. Like we weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Besides,
Yeah.
the tennis cans, the tennis ball cans. You can pop them and it makes a really funny
Yeah.
sound. That's what we were doing. But
Oh, okay.
so I
Yeah.
was putting the racket back up. I looked to my right. And she scares the fuck out of me, and I just hit everything on the ground.
You
Like
knocked everything on the ground.
I make a racket. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I'm like, oh my god. I like actually scared me. It was like one of the scariest things I've ever seen. And I'm like, okay. She's like, you guys need to leave. We're like, okay. So we're walking to the front, and these cops
Yeah.
walk in, and they're like, are you guys the kids that broke in to Walmart? And we're like,
What?
broke in? What are you talking about? And they're like, and you could tell they were doing a bad cop, good cop kind of thing, because one guy was really
Yeah.
nice, and one guy was like, let me see your
Yeah.
IDs, and started checking our IDs. And we're like,
Yeah.
what the hell just happened? They're like, so you
So
guys just breaking in and entering into Walmart now? We're like, no, we thought the doors broke, so
so
we just opened it. He's
did
like,
so was this like during COVID time?
no, no,
No.
yeah.
Oh. What time of the
I
day
guess
was
at
it?
9 o'clock, some WalMarts turn off a door. I guess
That's
that's what they
okay.
told
That's
us.
crazy.
And we were like, what are you talking about? And he was like, let me see your IDs. So he took our IDs, looked them up for warrants, like We're literally
Yeah.
16 years old. Like, we're not gangbangers. So, and he's like, one guy's like, hey, I'm just gonna. He's just being a hard ass, like telling us like we could arrest you right now. We could arrest you. And we're like 16.
Yeah.
We're like,
Bro.
and I was actually, I was actually kind of scared because the guy was being like,
Well,
we're gonna
yeah.
arrest you. And I was like,
Yeah. That
Then I after a little bit, he was talking. I was like, he's just doing this to scare us, so we don't do it again.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm chilling. And so we're like, what the fuck? The guy's like, the cop's like completely silent the whole time, And then he goes, all right,
Yep.
guys, let's just not come into Walmart again, okay? Those doors closed. It'd be really nice. I was like, this guy's fake.
This
Yeah.
guy's fake.
So that's my story about weird ass shit at Walmart. That.